What can I say about this week's movie? It is an odd one. It's funny, but it's strange. Um, it's called Abnormal Attractions, and the first part of the movie has really nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It starts at this camp with the witch telling Malcolm McDowell's boogeyman, who we never see his face, that the camp is ready to open. Then we go to this title sequence of just the creatures and humans kind of wandering around the city interacting with each other. And then we see our hero, Nick, run up to Dr. Cole, who is his co-worker and one of the humans in the film. We think Nick is a human. And ask Dr. Cole to cover his meeting tonight because he has something he has to do. And he says he'll cover Dr. Cole's meetings for a week. Dr. Cole, of course, goes to this meeting and quickly realizes it is not Alcoholics Anonymous. And these people are addicted to having sex or having sexual thoughts about the creatures. You have the first lady who wants a leprechaun, but she will not let the leprechaun have Lucky Charms. You have the second guy who likes watching a creature get naked. I think it's a vampire, but I'm not sure. And enjoys it being chased down the street by it until he falls in a manhole. You have Dave in the group who ripped out two of his teeth to catch a tooth fairy, and then caught Ron Jeremy, who then showed him how his wand really worked. You have the lady attracted to vampires. You have the guy that says, "Goose, I like ghosts. They give me goosebumps. I give them goose humps," which I don't know what a goose hump is, but I know a little bit about geese from dealing with them over the years. And anything involving geese involves a lot of squawking and a lot of pecking. So I'm not sure if I'd be interested in a goose hump. And then you've got the guy telling the story of his brother who captured Bigfoot and tried to have sex with it, and then was delighted as Bigfoot tore his body apart. As I said, this is a strange movie. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. And then you finally got the girl who goes off because she hasn't been included yet and pulls out and gets a genie out and sets him free. And then the guy, Dr. Cole, goes home to his mermaid, dumps beer in the bathtub with her, and then he sprays him in the face. So, I don't know. It has almost nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Then we go to Nick's story. His girlfriend thinks he's cheating because he goes and disappears once a month. And his car breaks down on his disappearance route, where he goes and picks up hookers and strangles them once a month. No, that's not actually what he does. And we meet. What is that guy's name? I don't know. He's some monster, but he's a good monster. and he's probably my favorite character. He's the funniest character in the damn movie. Who pulls over to help him and takes the gum out of the engine that Nick put in there and chews it. And Nick absolutely refused to go with this guy. He makes every excuse not to go take a ride from this guy. And then the abominable snowman pulls up with the snow cones. And Nick's like, "Yay, I'll go with the abominable snowman. I mean, what can he do besides rip me apart?" And then the abominable snowman drugs him and takes him to the camp, where he is thought to be a monster hunter because he has chains. And so they get the Cyclops, who is played by Tyler Mane in a comedic role, to throw him in with prisoners, and they like the Cyclops in there with him. And Nick immediately starts doing group therapy, because whenever you're locked in prison, you should immediately start doing group therapy, just in case the prisoners did not want to kill you yet. Also, Gilbert Gottfried is in this, playing a pig man who builds a straw house. So then we see the witch's backstory, who was spurned in high school by this man, who pretty much told her, "Yeah, it's over, but you gave a good blowjob." And after that, she vowed to destroy all men everywhere. And then we see the boogeyman, who's just happy to see women naked. So he's just pretty much a man, played by Malcolm McDowell. And then we see Nick has all the monsters and all the people in his group therapy session. And he's having them all hug it out. Because Nick is just that good a therapist. He is that good a therapist that he can bring mortal enemies together and have them hug it out. We need him to bring Zelensky and Putin together. Or, I got a better idea. He should bring mortal enemies together, like Trump and a salad. So then the monsters decide to go out, and we see the Cyclops get shot in the eye. So then we go into Nick's fiance's story, who's with the good monster. And the good monster says he followed them, and he knows where the camp is. So then they go buy guns from this guy, and he's coming with them. And we see the good monster was the guy who shot the Cyclops in the eye. All hell breaks loose at the camp as they're trying to shoot and kill everyone. Oh, and Tom Hanks' brother plays the Frankenstein, and Steve Buscemi's brother plays a guy who Nick goes into therapy with, who's being held captive. Okay, what time is it? I need to wrap this up. So Nick turns into a werewolf. Told you he had something hidden. And there's this big fight scene, and the only person who dies is the Cyclops. And then Dr. Cole pulls up in the morning with the mermaid in the back of his trunk, because he's going to put her back in the lake. And then the witch shows up. And it turns out Dr. Cole is the one that dumped her and told her she gave a good blowjob. And Dr. Cole is also Nick's fiance's father, who left her as a child. So there's a lot of coincidences in this movie. They're like, oh, it's all tied together. No, there's just a shit ton of coincidences in this movie. There's like 3 people who live in this town, and they all know each other. So the witch wounds Dr. Cole, but the mermaid saves him by splashing water on the witch, and the witch melts. And then they all live happily ever after, with Nick's fiance now knowing why he disappears every month, because he's a werewolf. Oh, and the good monster, he confuses peaches with penises. So sex might be a little weird for him. This movie is strange. It's not as strange as The Thingy, but it is strange. But it's funny. So join me next week where we will look at. I actually don't have a wrestling topic pulled out for next week. So we'll talk about something, I'm sure. And we'll look at the movie Stranger Than Fiction, if it's still on streaming. If not, we'll look at the movie Food Fight, which is the movie that lost the most money in cinema history.